Now this dish I once served for the Queen of England. It is also one of Marco Pierre White's favorite dishes. He told me that himself. How do I know that? Well, I used to be a head chef of his, and it's one of the most spectacular ways of serving salmon. Now, salmon Ballotine origins trace back to no other than the Roux brothers, for whom I work too, and it's the perfect entree, as it can be literally made days in advance. And today you find out how it's done. But I don't want to stop there. I actually want to go off and improve it and make it even simpler so that we can compare them both. I needed to make the Roux brothers salmon Ballotine, and I plated it in Marco Pierre White's preferred way and give it to a food critic, and she then can tell me which one is the winner. I used the whole salmon, but you can just pick up a side from a fishmonger. I deboned it. Then I'd been boned it. I removed the skin and the grey muscle from in between. Yes, this is a muscle and it's chewy if it's left on. I don't know if you know, but fish just has two muscles, due to living in a much denser atmosphere than we do. Now this is the muscle the fish uses to just cruise and float through the water. The rest, or the other muscle, the fish only uses if it needs to go upstream or have a burst of speed to escape or catch food. It's farmed salmon, so this muscle is mixed with a lot of fat. I removed that also, but I needed to season it, so I sprinkled it with salt and cayenne pepper. I cured it for only 2 hours to dry the meat. I knew if left over 2 hours, the meat will start reabsorbing the moisture, which would make the Ballotine less firm. I dried off all the juices, I split the side and swapped it around. But before I did that, I added a strip of gelatin, which I soaked in water and drained. What will that do? Well, it will make the two pieces stick together. But that's not all. The gelatin will ooze into the meat and make it firmer when it's chilled. Basically, less mushy and much easier to cut. Next, I needed to get the fish into shape. 1 sheet of cling film, 1 above it, double that, get the cloth and wipe out all the air, and miraculously, it doesn't stick anymore. Okay, I needed to stop here, because in this video I'm gonna use a lot of cling film, but it's one of those dishes that just works that way. Now, I do hate that stuff, but that's what it is today, okay? So let's make a deal. You only leave a bad comment about the plastic in this video if you never order takeout food yourself. Anyway, I placed the fish pieces on the film, rolled it, tied it, poked some holes on the side to get the air out so it could escape, and rolled it again. Perfect shape. I chilled it in the fridge for another hour, which gave me plenty of time to make the green coating and the garnish. I chopped some chives, I picked some parsley and chopped that also, together with some tarragon and dill. Of course, I did that with a very sharp knife, as I did not want to bruise the herbs too much, or they started to oxidize and go off. I mixed them together. I still had lots of times on my hands, so I chopped some shallots and garlic, more chives, tarragon and dill, some softly whipped cream cheese, folded all together. Yes, you do have the recipe in the link below. Wasabi I added to replace some horseradish flavor. Some of the sauce I kept for my challenge dish. The rest, I added the herbs and the shallots, and I placed it in the fridge. And then the big moment has arrived, the salmon Ballotine. Double cling film sheet again, herbs on it, which I gently patted to make sure all the air got out. It needs to be as long and wide to perfectly roll the fish in it. So I better checked. Unwrapped the fish and quickly wrapped it in the herbs, tied the ends, poked some holes in it to squeeze out the air, and rolled it again just like before. But this time I also rolled a bit over the end so I could seal it with some string, and it was ready to cook. Oh, and I forgot to tell you, this you could literally cook in your kitchen sink, because all you need is plenty of water that is 75 degrees hot, and let the temperature drop and do the cooking, because all I ever wanted to achieve is 50 degrees Celsius inside, as fish is already cooked well done at 55 degrees. So again, I had lots of time on my hands. You remember the fish skin from before when I filleted the fish at the beginning? Yeah? I did not want to waste that. I scraped off all the fat and the scales on the other side. I salted it for 15 to 20 minutes and then I washed it. I spread it out on greased baking paper, oil on the top, paper, weight, and into the oven at 150 degrees for 20 minutes. And look at all those crispy fish skin wafers. Nothing gets wasted to do, including myself. 25 minutes were gone and it was time to take out the salmon ballotine. I left it at room temperature for 30 minutes as it was still heating inside. Then I chilled it. Now, you must agree that that was actually super easy. It's going to be hard to simplify that and make it even better. Anyway, that's how I did it. I thought a lot, and first I thought of comfy salmon, where you submerge a piece of fish into hot olive oil or duck fat at 50 degrees and it will just cook it perfect. But then I thought that's a bit too much work, plus what am I gonna do with all that fish flavored oil? I don't run a restaurant, so I said to myself, I cannot be bothered today doing all of that. Instead, I had a cup of tea, a Scottish milk, all in the spirit of salmon. Instead, I went off and I did something cheaper, which I thought could be even better. I switched my oven on at 60 degrees Celsius, fine force. I trimmed the fish. I seasoned it as before. Skin and fatty muscle I left on, because I can get rid of that later on. You remember simplicity and more leftover management, because I chopped off all the leftover herb stalks, placed it onto a plate, a bit of olive oil, coated the fish with it. Oh, I'm enjoying that. I covered it with foil and then I placed it into the oven for approximately 30 minutes. And that was done. I took it out, but then I realized, although I had the herb flavors now in the fish, I did not have it on the fish in terms of sort of overall eating experience. So I cut some more chives, tarragon and dill. Cutting, not chopping. Remember, no bruising, fresher flavors. The fish, well, there's a real secret to know if it is cooked, because if the skin comes off like that, it's ready. So the second proof is, if the gray muscle and the fat comes off like that, then it's done. And I did that all without plastic wrapping and no water bath. Overall, I think that's pretty simple. Now, what do you think? I mean, all I did with both methods was literally poaching it in water or a fat mixture. Now, poaching is such an amazing way of cooking. Today, chefs use it, but they call it sous vide, which requires much less skill, I think. And don't get me wrong, the toxic plastic is not great either. Anyway, so that's enough of ranting for today. I rather go off and plate my salmon. Bit of cream cheese on the top of the fish, some herbs. So I think I achieved my goal of making it simpler and cleaner too. But will it achieve my last goal and be even better than the version I cooked for the Queen? So let's plate the second one in Marco's way before we ask the food critic, which, by the way, is my queen. Right, so here we go. Two dishes. Yeah, they're probably pretty similar today.
Okay, no pressure again.
Not too sure if there's going to be much a difference, but one is definitely simpler to cook than the other, so maybe it even tastes better.
Simpler, okay.
Yeah, that's it.
All right, so that's what you've been talking about for the last 8 minutes that I have not seen, that I now have to distinguish.
I wasn't talking about anything.
No, as as in the video to this point.
Oh, okay.
Yes. No.
Oh.
So I come along and give my honest opinion again, but there's no better or worse this time. So I can just go, yeah, I like that, and yeah, I like that, because I love salmon.
That's the classic, which I used to serve for the Queen at one stage.
Oh, the actual Queen?
Yes.
Oh, the Queen of England.
Yes.
Right, that's why you called me my Queen.
Now I serve it to my Queen.
This Queen.
And that's a simpler
God.
version, so let's get into it. So maybe start
That's
with
the
that
simpler,
one. Yeah,
and
start
that's
with-
more complex. They look pretty simple. Well, that looks more complex to me because it's got the pretty design on the top.
Yeah, well, I try to impress, isn't it?
Yeah, as with this one, well,
Okay.
they're both beautiful.
Yeah.
All right, let's dive in. Lucky me, this is much better than the pig's head we did last week.
That's pretty good, the big sit.
Yeah, well, not for my mental health.
Oh,
All right.
come on.
Yep, that's a very nice piece of salmon. Whether it's
Hey,
yep,
wait, so you like that?
yes.
Okay, let's try that one then.
I have to say one critique though on it.
Yeah, okay.
It's a little bit bland.
I thought you liked bland.
We had this ongoing joke.
Seasoning on it sinks.
Well, maybe because it's cold. I would like a sprinkle of lemon juice on it.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's always room for improvement.
Yes, always room for improvement.
Okay, now.
Well, hopefully this is the improved one.
Hopefully.
And what's this crispy thing here?
Sort of crispy skin. Fish
Crispy skin. Oh.
Yes.
This is a little bit more fun to eat.
Okay.
I prefer that one.
For that one.
It's
Why?
It is nicer. That one's just a bit plain. It was nice, but there wasn't really much flavour. I mean,
So if I
salmon
would
has
season
its
it more, then it will be alright.
better seasoning with that one.
Okay.
Because salmon is quite a delicate flavour anyway, but that one's just got more of an oomph.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was a little bit confused with that one, but I didn't want to say the wrong thing.
What about the texture of the fish
Beautiful. I mean, it cuts so smoothly.
compared to the other one?
This one crumbles, doesn't it? And you cut that one
So, alright.
a little bit more.
Looks like I got it wrong this time.
Really?
I don't know.
Oh, no, I prefer this one, sorry.
Prefer this one.
Yeah, I do.
Okay. There we go. It can't be the classic, isn't it?
I'll come back to this one. No, it just lacks seasoning on that one. You can tell as well, can't you? Yep. So is that your new creation?
Simpler creation.
A simpler creation. I prefer the complex one,
Okay.
if you call it complex. But yeah, definitely this one.
Alright. Obviously.
Are you
Did not
disappointed?
succeed today. But
You can't lose a classic.
Video on Tatin because I succeeded there, didn't I?
Yes, you succeeded in all the other ones.
Yeah, okay.
I'm just getting you back for the pig's head.
Okay.
No, I'm joking. No,
All right.
I do prefer that one.
Yeah?
More
Okay.
seasoning. But
All right.
that, I mean, why would that be? I mean, the seasonings.
Season it longer.
So why did you not season that one as long? Because it was a simpler version.
I should have next time I will. There's always room for improvement.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. So it pays to put time into your cooking, doesn't it? Which I never do.
All right. Anyway, I
Yeah.
hope you enjoyed that video. Check out our other videos, and yeah, I look forward to seeing you next time.
Bye bye. Right seasoning, dear. You should know that as a chef. It's a good thing I'm your wife. I'm going to tell you these things.
If you become a chef.
I was in a past life, remember?
Yeah.
That's why I don't cook this lifetime.